Hello everyone, I got another Indiebox here. I'm really itching to figure out what's inside because I can already tell they put something else in here, something more than just the game. So, let's see what it is. Let me see. And by the way, I know that these are just like filler. Like, I could tell that not all my subscribers watch these videos, but they're filler. I will go ahead and say it because I subscribe to the service really for myself. And then I figured that, hey, I got an unboxing channel, why not just unbox these as well? And plus, you guys get a free game out of it, or at least one of you does. Anyways, let's figure out what is in here. Dyscourse, spelled with a Y. I've never heard of this game. Aww. And whatever's extra, it's here in the box, so it wasn't an extra controller or anything cool like Super Win the Game had. That's pretty cool. From Alchemy Labs. That's cool. What is this game about? It looks like it's a side-scroller, maybe. Or no, like an adventure game. An interactive adventure, okay. Okay, yeah. Another limited edition. And, let's figure out what's inside. Steam key as well. Alright, whoever gets that, please let us know what you thought about this game. There we go. And it's in one of those big boxes again. I don't know. I don't know if this is their standard box or if the smaller ones, like what I got at PAX South, if those are the standardized box. It seems like they don't really have one. But either way, I like how they mix it up. I don't mind that when they're on the shelf, they don't all match. I actually prefer that they be a little bit different. Let's figure out what's inside. And right away we have soundtrack. We have... Get out of here. We have an instruction manual. Passport instruction manual, huh? I guess you have different characters and some sort of a Game Boy looking thing. Huh. Pretty cool. Indiebox newsletter. Dyscourse sticker. Indiebox Dyscourse sticker as always. Pretty cool. A pin. What is it? Flying with Style. Disaster Air. Disaster Air. Wow, that's pretty cool. Since 1959. Oh, that's pretty cool. Metal. What the heck? What is this? This is... a paperweight? I don't know. I don't know what this is, actually. Let me see if I could take it out and figure out what it is. I don't know what this does. I would imagine it's a paperweight if it does anything, but that's all it does. That's kind of disappointing if that's all it is. Unless that's like a cool little relic or something that you find in the game. And that's all that was in here except for the game. Oh. If this game is not good, this is going to be probably the most disappointing indie box I've had. But, okay. And again, it has that little Game Boy looking thing. The little... Oh wait, I was opening it the wrong way. The little game, it has this little Game Boy type thing, but of course they have the D-pad on the other side, that way I don't get sued. But, that's strange. I don't know, this unboxing was a little bit of a letdown. Let's figure out if the game was, though. Alright guys, it turns out that thing that was in the indie box is called a Dyskie, and apparently it's a device that you find later on in the game, and I guess it becomes a plot device later on. I don't know, I played the game for a little while and it hasn't made an appearance yet. I found out that this game was originally a Kickstarter project, and it raised $44,000 from an original $40,000 goal. I was looking at the rewards, and one of the things that you could get is a metal flask that has the Dyscourse logo on it. And honestly, I think that would have been a better thing to include in the indie box than this little Dyskie replica thing. And another thing I noticed with this Kickstarter that always shocks me is that there's no option for a physical copy of the game. It shocks me that a lot of these Kickstarter indie games don't have a tier for a physical copy of the game. Because really, if I'm paying extra in the reward tiers, I want to be able to get something physical delivered to me, and the game is a no-brainer. Either way, when you first look at the game, you'll notice that it has a very janky art style. It's okay, but the effect gets old very quickly. It just looks like everything was made out of leftover pieces of construction paper. The game itself centers around a plane crash, and it's all about survival and trying to get rescued. This is almost like a point-and-click adventure game, because it really is all about dialogue trees, and every choice that you make has a consequence. And as far as I could tell, that really is all there is to this game. In fact, your only controls are the directional buttons and the spacebar, that's it. So, let's talk about my first playthrough. The first real action with consequences I was confronted with just shows how unpredictable the dialogue tree can be. There were two guys getting attacked by crabs and I had to help one of them. So I just went to the first guy and I tried to beat the crabs away. But instead of beating them away, it just got the attention of the other crabs and they came and attacked him as well. I guess it keeps it interesting when things are unpredictable, but you see, I was just trying to help and look where it got me. There are some instances where you have to come up with a solution and it's timed, and really that's the only action that you see in the game. There's also some mild resource management, but that usually just boils down to who gets to eat tonight. But the biggest problem with the gameplay here is that the characters aren't lovable and they're very easy to hate. One of the characters got hit in the head and then just started talking nonsense for the rest of the game. It feels like they were trying to use that as an excuse to shoehorn some humor into the game, but a lot of their jokes just fall flat. Again, it's hard to develop feelings for these characters. The guy that I hated the most is this conspiracy nut, and all he does is complain the whole time. So I actually tried to be nice to him, hoping that it would help out the outcome of this game. And so one night, when he wanted to switch spaces with somebody else who was sleeping, I decided to just let him, and then a tree fell on that person and killed him. So yeah, the next time I play this game, that guy is not going to be moving an inch. Later on in the game, I accidentally killed a woman in a fireworks explosion, but again, I didn't feel any attachment to this character, so I didn't care. It was just one less mouth to feed. The only character that I really wanted to try and save was this guy who was a pessimistic, gloomy loner. I don't know, maybe I saw a little bit of myself in him. Oh, and also one of the characters found a cat. I wanted the cat to survive too. So anyways, I decided that we should investigate a light that somebody saw off the coast, and we needed to build a raft in order to do that. I sent the two characters I didn't like to go find some supplies to build the raft. And then they came back saying that they didn't find anything. They're completely useless. Again, the problem with this game is that I don't have any incentive to see these characters survive. I built a raft, but it could only support 3 people. So, I decided to leave behind that character that I wanted to kill off. We headed out to sea, but then we found out that the light source was just a buoy. And we decided to smash it so that whoever comes by to fix it might rescue us. Then I found out that the guy I don't like has his own food stash that he's been hiding from us. So I tossed his ass overboard and he got eaten by a shark. I have no patience for these characters. Shortly after that, a rescue copter arrived to save us. Our raft started to break apart, so I tried to do the right thing and let Steve get rescued first. And as repayment for that good deed, I get eaten by a shark. And that's the end of the game. It's pretty cool that it ends with some news clippings to give you some epilogue, and it's nice to see that the character I wanted to survive did survive. But then I noticed that the character I left on the island to die was rescued as well. That pisses me off. But still not as much as something else that's unresolved. What happened to the cat? It doesn't mention the cat anywhere in the news clippings. So yeah, sorry game, but you're losing a lot of points with me just for leaving that unresolved. Overall, this game is okay, and I probably will play it again just to see the different endings I can get. But that's one of the problems with these dialogue tree games, and also point-and-click games. It's like watching a magic show and you already know how all the tricks work. There's not really any skill involved, I just have to remember not to select certain dialogue choices. I also just don't like dialogue tree gameplay. It's like playing only the dialogue parts of a Bethesda game. So yeah, I think some of the blame does rest on me. I'm sure that there are people who do like this kind of gameplay. It was really only a matter of time until Indiebox featured a gameplay style that doesn't sit well with me. But we all have our own preferences. For instance, if Indiebox decided to feature a strategy RPG, I'd probably like it and a lot of people wouldn't. I am disappointed with this game, I wouldn't recommend it, but to this game's credit, the last few Indiebox games have been a tough act to follow. We've seen Lovely Planet, which is one of the most addictive games I've ever played. We've had the next Penelope, which is absolutely gorgeous. And we've had Risk of Frickin' Rain, one of the best games I've played all year. But it's not just that, because the extras that were included in the Dyscourse box were pretty disappointing as well. So yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but this Indiebox was pretty damn lame. And not just that, but I'm pretty lame as well. I am so behind on Indieboxes right now. But don't worry, I'm hoping that by next week we'll be back on track. And don't worry, I'm also going to have some other videos in between, because I just don't like having one Indiebox right after the other. So thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.